Okay, let's unpack this. For so many of us, the idea, the ambition of studying abroad is just incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. A big dream.
Yeah, but then you kind of hit the reality, don't you? The overwhelming, sometimes really confusing process of actually getting there.
Totally. It's a lot to handle.
I mean, just finding the right course or, crafting those crucial SOPs, your statement of purpose, basically.
Your personal pitch.
Right. Your story for the admissions people. Or getting through the IELTS, that big English test.
Yeah, the language hurdle.
And then the whole visa application maze. Doing all that by yourself can really feel like, almost impossible.
And that's precisely where our sources today point towards a specific group trying to help. Flying Chalks Overseas.
Flying Chalks Overseas, okay.
Yeah, they're presented as like a solution designed to make that whole study abroad thing feel simple, smooth, and successful. That's the quote.
Simple, smooth, successful. Sounds good.
And the sources say they focus mainly on places like the UK, Germany, and Ireland. Popular spots.
Okay, so we've got this, this big complex challenge, and they're offering a simple solution. What exactly do they do, though? How do they pull that off? How much support are we talking about?
Well, the details in the sources suggest it's actually a really impressive range of help they offer.
Like what?
So they start right at the beginning,
Yeah.
helping you pick the perfect university, which, let's be honest, is often the first massive roadblock.
Definitely. That alone can be paralyzing.
Exactly. Then they get into helping craft those winning statements of purpose, and letters of recommendation. Getting those right is key.
Those academic references, yeah.
Crucial. And beyond that, guidance through IELTS prep, interview practice, all the way down to the really fiddly of like visa applications, getting all your documents sorted.
Wow, okay.
And even help with finding scholarships too.
That honestly sounds like a full-on agency service, which, usually means it costs a fair bit. So, okay, here's where it gets really interesting, right? Based on what you found, this is the part that kind of changes everything when you think about getting that level of help.
This is the kicker.
What's the deal? Is there a catch, or is this just different?
The most surprising thing, honestly, the game-changing bit from the source material is this quote. And most importantly, they don't charge you anything for it.
Nothing, seriously.
Zero cost to the student. And this ties right into that emotional hook they use. You bring the dream. They bring the roadmap.
They bring the dream. They bring the roadmap. Wow.
Yeah, it completely flips the script on how you normally access that kind of expert advice for studying overseas.
That is a massive differentiator. Okay,
Yeah.
but how? If they're giving all this support, this comprehensive roadmap, totally free for the student, the sources must give some clue about how they actually operate, right? How do they keep the lights on?
Right, exactly. That's the logical next question, isn't it? And if we sort of connect the dots based on the sources, it strongly implies their business model relies on partnerships with the universities themselves.
Okay, that makes sense.
Think about it, right? Universities all over the world, they're always looking for good, qualified international students to diversify their campuses.
Sure, recruitment is huge for them.
So, by effectively acting as a bridge, connecting the right students with the right programs, Flying Chalks provides a really valuable service to the institutions.
A pipeline, basically.
Exactly, a pipeline. And so the universities likely compensate Flying Chalks for successful student placements.
Got it. So the cost is covered by the uni, not the student.
Precisely. It becomes this kind of win-win situation. The student gets expert guidance for free, and the university gets well-matched applicants. It really helps make getting that guidance much more democratic.
Yeah, it removes a huge financial barrier right at the start. And that really is the core value, isn't it? Taking something that feels incredibly complicated, maybe even unaffordable for some, and making it genuinely accessible. And, free in terms of their direct fees anyway.
Yeah.
It really drives home that idea that your dream of studying abroad might actually be just one message away.
Yeah. And that slogan they use, your dream, our mission. It's powerful stuff.
It is.
It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? If we step back, what other processes that seem really complex or expensive or just plain out of reach could actually be transformed, made truly accessible if the service, really lines up its own mission with what someone personally hopes to achieve?
Like what becomes possible when those kinds of barriers just disappear?
Exactly. Imagine the potential when those obstacles aren't just lowered, but maybe removed entirely. Makes you